In my encounters with my fellow global citizens in my studies abroad, there have been instances when they have clearly said to me, I do not consider you to be from Kosovo, as the word Kosovar and Kosovo have a negative connotation in my country. There have been other cases when they have looked at me and said, I never knew Kosovars dress well like this. And other times when they have indicated that in my country, Kosovo is the end of the world. And no matter how many Independence Day parties I had, and no matter how many presentations about Kosovo I did, and no matter how many times I literally crashed parties waving the Kosovar flag, there was still someone from afar yelling out, "Oh, Annea, so where exactly are you from again?" And I would simply crumble, feeling as if I had yet again failed to get my country recognized. So conveniently, at this time, Kosovo had made efforts to fix its misconceptions, misperceptions, and stereotypes relating to the young country through the nation-branding campaign called Kosovo the Young Europeans. Since there was a flux of Kosovars talking about the campaign and reflecting on it, I decided that I would dedicate my thesis to analyzing the internal effect of the Kosovo the Young Europeans nation branding campaign, rather than looking at the effect that it has had internationally or externally. My intention was to see whether in the future we could use such nation branding campaigns to encourage people to work together, to change the realities that we live in, and then improve our lives. And in this way, our image in itself would improve. So I looked at how the campaign had impacted people in Kosovo in terms of patriotism, their feelings of satisfaction, their feelings of optimism, their perceptions of justice and corruption within the country, as well as whether seeing and liking the campaign had made them get involved in more pro-social behaviors, such as voting or getting involved in elections, or going out to protest, or even becoming more entrepreneurial. And while I was traveling around Kosovo and seeing the lives and the ways that these people actually do pass their days, I had the chance to really understand my people, the Kosovar people. And I really saw that, for the most part, I had not really known how they lived. And the thought of returning home from my studies abroad to a place that had suffered so much and where the lingering symptoms of a war a decade ago are still somewhat present was a daunting task. The thought of it just overwhelmed me, and I'm sure it overwhelmed many of you who are sitting across from me today and might have been in the same position. But at the time, I was still doing my studies in the States, and quite randomly had developed a disciplined practice of yoga. Though I acknowledged its benefits then, I didn't quite truly embrace its nourishing power up until the last year prior to coming home. And yoga had become a complementary piece in my life, which balanced my westernized development on one side and my traditional roots in the other one. So I practiced it diligently, and for quite a while, when I returned home, my friends, seeing this, and my family for some part, insisted on me starting some sort of a yoga activity in Pristina, as they believed just as much as I did that there's much need in our country for a discipline such as yoga to balance our mixture of influences that we're now open to, as well as our rapid political, societal, psychological, technological, and environmental challenges that we're now faced to. So within 8 months of being back home, I created the first yoga brand called Yoga, and started teaching twice a week with occasional workshops and activities to benefit society, such as yoga for voting, to encourage the young to vote. But I wanted yoga to be more than simply a class or some sort of a course where people can simply just come and work out or relax. I wanted people to benefit from yoga in a manner that they would come and understand themselves better, understand their surroundings better, understand their own people better, and understand their passions better. So then they are able to reflect that in our societies and improve our well-being, and then reflect that internationally. And that in itself then would actually improve our image abroad. To me personally, yoga is the channel through which I am able to express my passions, one of them being promoting Kosovo abroad. And last year at around this time, I was asked by an elderly friend, am I planning on continuing my research on branding? And I said to him, I really would like to continue my work in improving our image abroad, but this time around, I would like to use my passions and to improve, first of all, the well-being within Pristina, and then reflect that abroad. But I would like to do that mostly through the arts, because that is my main passion. And then I stopped and listened to myself, and I was like, yes, yes, of course. Maybe sometime in the future when there will not be an issue of survival anymore, when there will not be a problem with our water supply, or a problem with our electricity, or our tremendous pollution, and so on and so on. And so I left this as something to be done in the future. But quite interestingly, although I refocused my attention to developing my other passion of yoga, I started this project with my sister of promoting my country Kosovo through yoga. And this project really came out of the blue as I was really preparing to launch the website of yoga and getting ready to provide materials to my students. I kept seeing yoga pictures all around the world, different poses, and I thought, how about I do that in Kosovo? But instead of simply posing in a yoga pose in front of something, how about I integrate the meaning of the yoga pose with the surrounding? And once I do that, then I'll tell a story about it. And so our project was to be a collection of yoga pictures inspired by various landmarks, symbols, and ritual stories, starting with our city, Pristina. And then we would continue all around Kosovo. Some of the pictures that we would like to show? No? Okay. Okay, here it is. Quite slanted. Okay, that's fine. Anyhow, this is me doing the wheel pose in front of the newborn monument. This is one of the pictures. As you can see, I decided to choose this picture, this pose, because I thought that this pose really depicts the unity among the people, which the newborn monument really is about. Then we did the ring pose in front of the National Library to remind us that even though our language is alive, we have to actively enrich it. And then this is camel pose in front of the art gallery in Pristina, basically to remind us that we should keep our souls and hearts open and use our creativity to benefit our reality. And then this is one of my favorite poses. It's in front of the government building and it's in front of the parliament. And I chose the Utkatasana pose basically to reflect its literal meaning that power is not about dominion or control over someone as much as it is about aligning with the life energy within and around you to the benefit of all of us. And now here are some more pictures, and the pictures were really embraced by our community and they really try to reflect them abroad, but we hope that our message that each of us is responsible for expressing our passions for the benefit of our communities and our countries will be embraced. And we do not yet know how this project will evolve, yet that is its beauty. And the good thing is that we have started our own journey of using our passions to make our days more beautiful here in Kosovo while telling the story internationally. And depending on your definition of big and small, this could be either, but to us both, my sister and mine, which has been highly involved in this project, it is what fulfills our soul. And often we oversee those truly meaningful rituals which do that. But ultimately, it is those small things that we do daily to fulfill our soul that when reflected in our society and unified, define us collectively. And it is through that definition that other people and nations then remember us. And so I leave you with this today. What is your story? What is your passion? And what do you want them to remember?